How's it going, everybody? This is Beat the Bush. These right here are automatic dustbins, and today I'm going to compare the AirTheReal versus the EyeVac Professional. The idea is you have a bunch of debris on the floor. You're using a broom to sweep things up, and instead of using a dustpan, you use one of these. The bottom of these sits snugly on the hardwood floor, and there's a vacuum hole inside there. There's also a sensor in the front, so when you put a broom in front of it, it'll automatically turn on. Full disclosure here, AirTheReal sponsored this video, so you might think, oh, I'm just gonna say only good things about AirTheReal. I'm gonna keep my opinions to a bare minimum and just show you actual results. When you look at these two, this one is a little bit shorter, so you might think, hey, maybe the capacity is smaller. Let's look at both dustbins, and it puts a door at the bottom, so you can just open it up and dump all the dust into a trash can. For the EyeVac, you open it this way and you pull the lid open like this, bringing the filter up with you, and you gotta put that somewhere. If you look at the size of the bin, they're roughly the same. Now let's talk about filters. In the AirTheReal, the dust comes in from this hole into this dustbin here. The first thing it sees is this laser drilled panel. Then it comes through this black filter. After that, it goes through this foam block. And then there's a little piece of foam here in front of the motor. For the exhaust in the back, there's this thing, which looks like a car filter. So from beginning to end, it's been through 5 different kinds of filters. For the AirTheReal, the dust goes in here and it goes up to this tube here. The dust then comes out of this hole and the air first meets with this filter. Second, there is this thin filter that's held together by this metal clip. And then the third filter is through this one, which is yet another fiber sheet. So in total, there are 3 sets of filters before the air gets ejected into the room. The AirTheReal has a manual activation button at the top, so you can push it and it'll turn on. For the EyeVac, you can twist this knob to manual setting. Push this little button here and it'll turn on. This area up here appears to be not used to me because the motor is down here. A major feature that the AirTheReal has is when you turn it towards the back, you can detach this hose. It comes with this attachment and you can use this like a regular vacuum cleaner. On the EyeVac, there is no such option. You can only use this as an automatic dustbin. Let's do some measurements on how much power the motor uses. I'm gonna turn it on manually, and it uses about 590 watts when it's on high. EyeVac, it's using 1,150 watts. Quite a bit more, but we'll measure the sucking power. I have equal amounts of test shredded paper here. It's on automatic, so let's just push this in. It turns off after a few seconds. For the EyeVac, just from that, the performance appears to be similar, but the EyeVac stays on for a few seconds more. The nozzle for the AirTheReal is roughly in the center. It's not exactly in the center. You'll notice there's a foam piece here to make it more airtight as it sits on the floor. On the EyeVac, it's a little bit more offset to the left. The hole is round, and it also has a foam piece for sealing. Informally, I'll try to measure the airspeed, about 18.1 miles per hour. This one's 33 miles per hour. The airspeed is about 15 miles per hour faster in this one. In terms of the hole size, they look roughly the same, but there's gonna be more air throughput in the EyeVac. The AirTheReal has a translucent front cover, so you can kind of see how much dust that's in there. On the EyeVac, it's opaque, so you're gonna have to check it manually yourself. In the AirTheReal, you have a couple of controls, including on-off. You can turn off the sensing and turn it on manually from the top. Reaching in the back, once you pull it out, you'll notice you're using the tool. If you press play, it'll start the suction on low. Press this button to turn it on high, and finally you can turn it off. For the EyeVac, the only controls is a knob on the side. Right now it's on off, so the light is off. We can turn it on auto. The light here turns on. You can trip the sensor and it'll turn on. Or you can turn it to manual, and the auto sensor will no longer work, but that allows you to just push the button instead and it'll turn on. The AirTheReal has a bin full indicator on the right here, and the EyeVac also has a bin full indicator on the left. Now it's important to know how far it can suck the debris. I spread out a bunch of paper shreds everywhere as evenly as possible. Let's turn on each one and see how far it can suck. And for the EyeVac, For the AirTheReal, it sucks about 2 inches in front of the entire device. The EyeVac sucks a little bit further, I'd say maybe 2.5 to 3 inches. However, it missed out on the right side over here because this nozzle is offset to the left. I would summarize this as the AirTheReal being more efficient. It has a hose as an extra feature, see-through dustbin, 2 more layers of air filtering, and it's a little bit more compact for roughly the same amount of dustbin storage. If you guys are interested in getting the AirTheReal, check out my affiliate link down in the video description below. Thanks for watching this video. Until next time.